Good evening and welcome back to the Hair Curler Chronicles. You've got Tim and Nancy Danter coming to you from our living room. Fabulous friend Tim Perry back on again. Hi Tim, how are you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
Good. We wanted to let you know that you've got quite a little fan club going on our YouTube channel,
Right.
and the same over at the High Rye channel. We got you're considered the crypto guru. We're the crypto couple, but you're the crypto guru.
I'm still the dumbest guy in the room with all my crypto buddies, I feel like, but I'll take it.
We're so happy to have you back again, and we've had a lot of requests from people who are at the very, very, very beginning stages of just dipping their toe into the world of crypto. We've done a lot of talking with them about that really at bare minimum, they should start dollar cost averaging in and buying a little bit of Bitcoin so they can understand a little bit about that. And then also to start buying some Ethereum so that they can again dollar cost average in so that they can start to plan towards the altcoins. And they're very interested. The community is very interested in the altcoin world, and so I thought maybe tonight, instead of going into top 5 picks and all this sort of stuff, maybe we could just say if you were talking to us and we were brand spanking new, which we sort of are, what do you do? What's the first step? Where do you go?
Okay, definitely. So your very first step is to obviously take your currency, be it Canadian, American, wherever you live, and get an on-ramp. It's called a Fiat on-ramp. So that's a website that will take your Canadian currency and transition it into obviously crypto.
BitBuy.
Yes, and my choice is BitBuy that I've always used. There's plenty of other sites obviously coming out. I know you guys use BlockFi that seem pretty trustable.
Yeah, but BlockFi we don't really buy crypto with because we're Canadian, so it's harder to do it. I guess you could buy it if you were American. It's easier to do it that way.
Right.
Yeah, BlockFi is a lot more cumbersome you have to wire the money. It's much more involved as opposed to BitBuy. And
if you're Canadian, you should use a Canadian exchange probably. And so BitBuy is definitely one we've used and we like. The other one that's really popular is ShakePay. Have you played with that one at all?
I looked at it, but I mean, it's just like I just helped a friend the other day and they had like this site that I won't name because I don't want to, maybe it's just technical difficulties, but they're like, oh, I'm going to go with this one because I've been signed up for a while. It's been like 3 days and they're still waiting for their money.
Oh.
And it doesn't mean that it's lost by any means, but it's just, I know with BitBuy that when I send an e-transfer, it's generally within 20 minutes, an hour tops that my money's ready to buy some crypto. So I'd rather stay with someone that's trusted and has a bit more of a reputation, especially when you're dealing with this kind of stuff, right?
Okay, so that's a really good point to pause there because we feel the same way. We know there's a lot of platforms out there, but so far we've really had a good experience with both BitBuy. Yep. We've had a good experience so far with ShakePay too, but we primarily use BitBuy. We're like you on that, and
right.
And yeah, we use BlockFi. Don't get us wrong, we love BlockFi. We use BlockFi to hold our Bitcoin to make some passive income.
Makes sense.
That's not what this conversation about. This is about you need a fiat on ramp such as BitBuy, so you do that first.
Yep, and it's 1.5% of whatever you're putting in, right? So that's not a bad deal, and it's come a long way from when I first like Coinbase in the States. Obviously, when I got that in 2017, not only did you have to wait a while, but also the fees were astronomical because they knew that they had you by the kahunas, right? So
right.
And do you think that that's come down now because there's more platforms, there's more on?
It's adoption, absolutely. I mean, the more that all these things had, like right now, even what we're going to explain still might be a little hard for people to understand, but understand that one day, just like an e-transfer where you just send your email kind of thing, I'm certain that will happen with crypto. The internet was also a struggle, right? And then things got easier. So technology adopts, right? So.
No, 100%. Okay, so we get the BitBuy, we've moved, that was easy to use. We got fiat currency going into Ethereum.
Yeah, so obviously, and it all depends. If you are sending to a centralized exchange, they deal in multiple currencies. So pretty much any of the currencies that are on BitBuy, you could most likely buy and send. Little advanced knowledge, but if you guys can sink this in, if I want my money to move fast to a centralized exchange, the only time I touch Ripple is I will buy Ripple on BitBuy and send it over to Binance, because it sends almost instantaneously. It's a lot faster of a blockchain. It's got faster transactions.
I'm writing that down. So if you want to go fast, you got Ripple to buy. You're buying, what are you buying on Ripple? You're going
Ripple to Binance or something like that. But if you want a decentralized exchange, most of those exchanges only run on Ethereum or the Binance Smart Chain, which that's a little trickier. We'll probably save that for another day. So we'll just stick with the Ethereum decentralized chains tonight. And basically you need Ethereum, because that's the only way that, you know, it will be accepted on these platforms. And it's called pairings. So all the coins that run on the Ethereum network that you'd find on a decentralized exchange are paired up with Ethereum.
We're going from Fiat on ramping through BitBuy to buy some Ethereum. So we've got that down. We now have Ethereum sitting in our BitBuy account. What happens next? How do you get it from your BitBuy Ethereum, like your Ethereum off of BitBuy, and where do you go next? Do you have to do a Metamask account?
Whatever account that holds your Ethereum is good. Obviously, I use MetaMask. And every centralized exchange, if they deal with Ethereum, obviously they'll have a wallet in which you would go to that exchange or your MetaMask, and you're given an address for Ethereum. So so for both a centralized exchange like Binance, you would go to the Ethereum part in the wallet. It'll say wallets in Binance. You would then go down to Ethereum and you would hit deposit. It would give you an address. You would copy that address. You'd go back to BitBuy. You would then go to the Ethereum section, hit withdrawal, and then it'll say how much you want to withdraw. You do whatever you want. And then it will say recipient address. You'll then paste that address, the deposit address from your Binance, into the recipient. You'll hit send and whatever like that. It will have to be obviously accepted by the miners, and it'll go through the blockchain. And Ethereum, if it's taking long, just another thing for guys, for the most part, transactions will go pretty fast. There's been times though when Ethereum, as we've talked about before, the gas, and also like if you get a really cheap gas day, there's a good chance you might be in queue for a long time. So don't fret if your money takes a while to go from like your one wallet to another. It happens a lot. So
but that has to do with the amount of transactions that are going on the network.
Right. It's just think of it like a traffic jam, right? And you're just sitting way at the back of the traffic jam, waiting for your time to get past, you know, the congestion.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think for most people, they would understand what you just said, because for most people who have been buying up until now, been buying Ethereum and Bitcoin from a fiat on ramp like BitBuy or ShakePay, they know how to do that because they've been transferring it for the most part over to Block.
Everyone that I help has had this happen at one point where it's taken 2 days and they're freaking out. Where's my money? And I said, sometimes there's just those glitchy, weird things. If you get a cheap gas day, you know, there's options in your MetaMask to speed up the gas that will allow, like, and these miners are looking for, you know, the more expensive gas prices, because that makes them, you know, they salivate at that, right? Because they make money off that. Like, so that's why it's
like giving them a tip.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, but as Tim and I have alluded to before, it's getting a little too much though, where these guys are getting greedy now. So
yeah.
But okay, so and then the same thing though would happen with your MetaMask. Your MetaMask, you only have one address, which is beautiful. So you would just copy your address, put it in the recipient section of your BitBuy in the withdrawal, and send it either way.
MetaMask.
Yeah.
So can I ask a question before we go any further about MetaMask? What is MetaMask? Is it an exchange? Is it a wallet? What is it?
It's just a wallet, but it also, like, remember we've talked about not your keys, not your coins. So MetaMask actually has, you know, where you can take your private keys, obviously store it off any electronic device. Quick example on learning, once again, because my number one rule is safety. A big influencer in the crypto world the other day, his MetaMask got hacked because he left his keys on his cell phone, and someone hacked his cell phone, got the picture that he had saved, and got into his stuff and took him for 6 figures. So
Whoa. And that's that 12-word thing, right? Is that what that is?
No, that's just a seed phrase. So there's something called your keys, and you would essentially go, I can't remember exactly, you go to account details, and I believe it just says import your keys, and then it'll ask you to do you want to reveal your keys. You will hit, confirm it with your password, and then it'll give you this super long, like almost like an address, capital, caps locks, different numbers, all that, very long. But that's something where, like, if everything went to hell in a handbag, that you would have those keys, you would be able to access all your stuff all over again. Because not your keys, not your coins. And if you're sitting on Binance, you don't have keys.
Because it's centralized, right?
Yeah, they have the
Which
keys.
is controlled by someone, whereas decentralized is
Exactly. But like, and not to like totally scare people, and not to also make people feel super trusting, but like Binance has been hacked. I was in on a KuCoin hack. I had coins on a KuCoin hack. I got all my coins back because these big exchanges do have a lot more protection now. It's not something you want to be in, though. It's not a situation you want to put yourself in, because then there's examples like a smaller exchange called Cryptopia that I played on, and I had various friends that were on it. They got hacked and everybody lost everything.
So you set me up with MetaMask.
Yeah.
Should I be buying something to take it off and store it so I can unplug it from the computer and it's safe? Like, you told me to write down those 12 seed words, and I did, and I've hidden them. I've hidden them in different places.
Yes. So I'm definitely, I've never owned a hardware ledger, like an off storage at all.
You don't need to.
I have a little bit of concerns just with having one little kind of USB port stored away, like water spill. I don't know, like something could happen to it. It's also been prone to hacks as well. If you've got a password sitting somewhere on an electronic device, ledgers have also been hacked. So unfortunately, I haven't found anywhere that's, tried and true, other than I've never been hacked. Not that means much, but like, I've never been hacked, but I do know that I've taken extra caution. I've never left any password on any electronic device. So, and that's the one common denominator amongst people who've been hacked in MetaMask, have either been hacked, number one, because they left a password on an electronic device, or they went on a fake site that made it look like it was MetaMask, but it was called a phishing site. And it was a mirror site, and they took all your information. But as long as you bookmark all these sites that we are talking about today, and make sure that, another thing is to go up to these sites that we're in, the Uniswaps, Binances that we're all telling you about, and make sure that it says in the address bar, HTTPS, and then the www dot.
And the one thing that you taught me, because Tim had done this with me live, and I shared my screen with him and stuff, and I said, it doesn't say HTTPS. He said, just double click on the address in the address bar, and then it expanded it, and it said HTTPS.
Right. Right. That's right. Yeah, I forgot about
so that was good, because I'm going, I don't
know enough. You see it a lot now too in Google, like, because all these people who are watching are going to have to start out by Googling Uniswap or something like that. And you'll notice a lot, you see ad, and some people don't catch that. Well, that's most likely a phishing site, right? So these are the things to start. Always be precautious first, and then move on to obviously the next steps.
And that's a good point, because if we have links down below in our video, we will have made sure that those links go to a place. So you're better off to go, if you're getting a referral from a video, whether it's ours or somebody else's, you're better off to go down in the description and use that link so that you're pretty much safe, because there's a referral fee usually attached to it, and for both the user and the person referring, because that's what's fair, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's good advice. So we've got the fiat cash converted to BitBuy. BitBuy is going to a MetaMask wallet. Now
Okay.
what happens?
So with a MetaMask wallet, obviously, if this will be if you want to trade in a decentralized exchange, which the only ones I really advise for beginners are Uniswap and SushiSwap. Those are the only two I'd really start with.
Now, why would you recommend that, Tim?
Simply because both of those generally have a high amount of liquidity for you to get in and out of your coins. And as I've discussed before, locked liquidity. Because obviously, if you go to a decentralized exchange, number one isn't heard of. You don't know if they're a scam. And number two, they don't have enough liquidity. So you could be paying a lot more. Uniswap has a lot more liquidity in most coins.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so then we're going to go to Uniswap. From there, that's when we're going to start to buy the coins.
Right. So this is definitely where, are you able to bring up the screen there, Tim? Or?
So maybe what we'll do is, I think we've given a lot of information at this point. I think if people could at this point in time go to either use our links down below and go and start to at least open yourself those set of accounts first, so that as we go forward, then you've got the next step, what to do. So in our next video, when we have Tim again, our next video will show, well, we'll open up what Uniswap looks like, and then what do you do from there. Thank you so much, Tim.
Thank you.